Hi, I'm N7 Strider, and I know what you're thinking. Strider, where the hell are my Batman Eternal reviews? I know it doesn't generally get that many views, but the ones who are watching my Batman Eternal reviews, I'm not going to stop doing them just because they don't get that many views. I want to keep doing them for the ones who do review it, who do watch the reviews. It's just like, you guys who are sticking with it, it's just like, I'm not going to stop doing them just because people aren't watching it. I want to keep doing it for the ones who do watch it. But where Batman Eternal is when it came to issue 11 being released, it didn't get delivered at my local comic book store. In fact, the only DC comic that came out that day, and it was almost like he had a hand in it, was Scott Liddell's Red Hood and the Outlaws issue 32. That was the only thing they got through on the delivery that day. It was almost like Scott Liddell was round the corner burning the rest of the comic books that were released that day, just so I was forced into buying Red Hood and the Outlaws. It's not the case. I'd actually promised I was going to be reviewing it, and I'm going to stick with that for at least the initial story arc. I'll talk about that more in a minute. But Batman Eternal, issue 11 never got released, and issue 12 came out today. I won't be able to, as I said, I won't pick up issue 12 because I haven't read issue 11 yet. Next week we're hoping issue 11 comes out, but with the way that's going to be running is it may come out, it may not, and issue 13 will be out next week as well on the Wednesday. Hopefully issue 11 will come out, and I won't be able to pick up Batman Eternal on the Wednesday that day, so I will have to pick it up on Friday, which is disappointing to say the least, because on Friday I go back to work. I work over the weekends, which means the following week, the week of issue 14 being released, I will have to review on that week. So 2 weeks away from now, issue 11, 12, 13 and 14 in 1 week, so I can get myself caught up. So just please be patient, because the Batman Eternal reviews will continue. I plan to do every issue of it. Every issue will get its own individual review. I'm not just going to pick up these four and just say, well, you're getting a 4-issue review this week. I won't do that. You're going to get four individual reviews on the week of issue 14 being released. So not next week, the week after. That is when, not next week, the week after. That is when I will be reviewing Batman Eternal again. That doesn't mean I'm taking 2 weeks off. I still want to give you guys something to go with. So I'm finally going to start reviewing The Amazing Spider-Man. I've been wanting to do this for a while now. Whenever I recorded a review, it came out like I was mocking it. Generally because I wanted to try a different review style, if you want to call it that. It came out like I was mocking it, and it really wasn't. It was coming from a place of love. So it's just, Amazing Spider-Man 1 will be tomorrow. There is Inhuman issue 1 bundled in with this. I won't review that, but I will be discussing something that I noticed in Inhuman. So, and the following week, next week, will be The Amazing Spider-Man issue 2, with issue 3, which was also released today, just when I can review it. I didn't pick it up today. I was just like, can you save that for me? I'll pick it up when I pick up Batman Eternal issue 11. It was kind of my way of just stating, if you don't get Batman Eternal issue 11, I won't be making any more purchases. It was my way of just saying, like, look, get your acting gear, pal. It's not his fault. It was just it was the delivery's fault. It's not my fault that I can't review it. If I could review it, I would have reviewed Batman 11 by now. I'd be reading Batman Eternal number 12 as we are speaking, rather than me actually just recording this. I'd be reading it and making notes for review. And it will probably maybe turn up tomorrow, and Amazing Spider-Man will once again be put on the back burner. So coming up, we have Amazing Spider-Man number 1 this week, Amazing Spider-Man number 2 next week. The week after that, we're having a Batman Eternal marathon. Somewhere amongst there, I'm going to try and get my Wolfenstein The New Order review and Infamous Second Son review as well, somewhere in there, just when I can. And also next month we have Red Hood and the Outlaws will be continuing at least until the story arc, the initial story arc, is concluded. So maybe round about issue 40-ish, it could be 38, it could be 39, I don't know. But around issue 40-ish, I will at least review it until the end of the initial story arc. I generally have a rule reading comics that if I'm not invested by issue 5, I leave the comic book alone. But I thought if I'm reviewing it, the least you guys deserve is for me to stick through the initial story arc, because I do talk about the story as well. The least I can give you is some sort of conclusion to the initial story arc. Just so you're like, well, I'm up to speed with his reviews, he said some things about it, but I kind of feel I would be interested in this series. You'll be able to pick it up from where I leave off. Just, I will say I'm done if I'm done with the review, and just like, you'll be able to pick it up if you feel like you would be interested in that series. You could pick it up from where I leave off reviewing, and you could just like say, you know, you get in contact with them and just say like, hey, I still think it's pretty good, record a review if you're like, I'd watch it. So yeah, just like, if I say like I'm done, I'm not as invested as I thought I could be in this series, the initial story arc, then I will be done. It's just like I will give reasons for why I'm not invested by that point, but yeah, just I'm going to do the initial story arc instead of my usual 5-issue rule. I have read comic books in the past where it's just like I've read ones that I don't intend to review, just I'm watching for myself, 5 issues and just like I'm into this. So Red Hood and the Outlaws will continue. I'm still trying to get issues of Future's End. I am behind. It is a weekly series. I did come into it a few weeks later. I was just like, you know what, I probably might like this series. So I've just started picking it up, started reading it. If I can catch up in a good amount of time and get every issue 1 to now. I missed out on the 0 issue. I don't think I'm going to find that anywhere. But issues 1 to now, I will, gladly review Future's End as well, and that will run weekly alongside Batman Eternal. What else? Grayson, I do intend to pick that up and review it. Yet again, same stipulation, initial story arc, not invested, I won't continue. But Grayson, I will be doing that, and I'll be talking a few things before the review, some things that happened in Nightwing issue 30, just so we're all in the same spot as we start issue 1 of Grayson. Grayson issue 1, just what happened in Nightwing 30, just so we're all at the same spot as we start going forward with the review. And also next month there is Teen Titans issue 1, which I will be talking about some things before the video, not about what happened previously with Teen Titans in the New 52. I'm going to be approaching this as a brand new issue brand new issue 1, and just saying like, look, here's some changes that have been made that I don't like, and one of them I blame the fans for. Don't hate me, I will be talking about it and making things clear why I dislike this change that was made. They listened to a vocal minority about this change, and I really disliked it. It was just one of those things that happened, and I was upset about, I'll be perfectly honest. So yeah, that's what's coming up. Batman Eternal is by no means cancelled. It will be continuing, and I will finish the whole thing. 52 issues, each with their own individual episode of me reviewing it, preserved for all time in glorious crapovision, which is what I record with. My videos are terrible, and I know they are, but recorded in my own imitable style. Yeah, that's all I can say. Every issue will be done. Unless something horrible happens to me. Every issue of Batman Eternal will be reviewed. I absolutely promise you that. Every single issue, up until I believe the final issue will be March sometime of 2015. So I'm going to keep going with it. There will be a Batman Eternal review every single day, every single week. Every issue will be covered all the way up to issue 52. Every one will be done on my channel. Other series I can't say whether I will continue or I will at least explain why I won't be continuing them. Just like once I've read the initial story arc, anything can happen from there. I can continue it. I may just say like I've had enough at this point, or I'm satisfied at this point. I just don't wish to read any further. So as always, I've been N7 Strider, and I should go.